Hello, Bradford City fans. Gareth Walker here for the West Yorkshire Football Show. I've just got back from Valley Parade, where I've watched City's first league game of the 26-27 season, and it was a comprehensive victory for Bradford City over Peterborough. A thoroughly deserved victory, a comfortable victory, a 2-0 victory, but a victory that could have been, like I said, it could have been more than 2-0. I thought in the first half in particular, we were unlucky not to be ahead at half-time. I thought we had a lot of the play, a lot of the ball. Not many, shall we say, gilt-edged chances, but half chances and little bits where the final ball just wasn't quite right, or the final action, or just not getting a shot away. And it was one of those where we deserved to be in front at half-time and we're unlucky not to be. And then the second half started and it was more of the same, really. I mean, I've watched the highlights since I got back, and the Sky commentator describes the goal in the second half as being against the run of play. Well, I don't know what game he was watching, because City were dominant throughout and thoroughly deserved to get that lead when they did. It's a cross that comes in from Callum Connolly, a corner, and it's a header at the back post from Macaulay Gillespie. So two of the new signings combining. Good to see us scoring another goal from a set piece. It's obviously something that's been criticised over the last couple of years, as the set piece is not being good enough, and now we've got two goals in consecutive games from set pieces, both from corners, both from crosses from Callum Connolly, and both headers at the back post, one from Macaulay Gillespie and one from Aidan Baldwin last week. I thought Callum Connolly was really, really good throughout. He looked good in that number 6. There was one moment in the first half where him and Sarcevic was a little bit of a miscommunication, and a lad broke from central midfield and the cross was pulled back to him, and they had a shot from the edge of the box that fortunately for us went over. There was a little bit of discussion between the two there as to who should have been tracking back and picking him up. I think that partnership, as we're all worried about, will need a lot of work as the season goes on. It remains to be seen if it can be a success. I thought both had reasonable games today. Sarcevic did well dropping back in from his normal attacking position, so it looks like that is going to be the first choice midfield going forward, as we thought, Callum Connolly and Anthony Sarcevic. I thought they did all right, barring that little bit, like I said, that one incident in the first half where it wasn't quite right between them. Callum Connolly also had a shot from the edge of the box in the first half that thundered against the crossbar. We had lots of, like I said, half chances without anything clear cut. Going the other way, I thought that there was a scramble. The only real chance that Peterborough had was in the second half. A scramble that in the box that McCracken managed to sort of get his foot onto and repel away. I think they might have scrambled it against the bar at one point. But that's the only time I can really remember them threatening. I've listened to their manager's interview as I always do since I've got home. I obviously listened to Graham Alexander and then listened to the Peterborough manager Luke Williams, and they spoke about the Caden Jackson incident. I thought we got away with one a little bit there. Caden Jackson on a yellow card and fouled the fullback, the Peterborough fullback, and was lucky really not to get a second yellow card. Obviously, Peterborough did have a man sent off towards the end. The game was over and done with by then. 2-0. City were comfortable, but Akabue, I can't remember how you pronounce who it is exactly, but he got a second yellow for a high foot on again on Callum Connolly. Bit harsh really to get a second yellow for that, but especially after, like I said, Jackson had kind of got away with one for us. So yeah, they went down to 10 men later on. The second goal before that was from Nick Powell. Adam Phillips came on for Caden Jackson on the right hand side. A really, really good cross from him, and Nick Powell surging in at the back post to score. I've said previously on my videos and pods so far this pre-season that I think Nick Powell, if he can stay fit, can be a real asset for us this season. He looked good again when he came on today, and good to see him combine with the other substitute, Adam Phillips, for that second goal. Like I say, it was a really, really comfortable 2-0 victory for City in the main. I thought Jake Beasley was good. I thought all the new signings were good. Jake Beasley, unlucky not to score. A couple of half chances, a couple of decent headers, but he runs and runs and runs all day long, doesn't he? Really, really works hard, and as long as he can chip in with a few goals, I can see him being a real favourite of the Bradford City fans. Just needs to get a couple of goals off to get that monkey off his back, and then obviously that combined with his work rate, which is phenomenal, should really endear him to the City fans. So yeah, a great opening day victory for City. The only negative possibly came out after the match. Obviously, Tyreek Wright not involved today. He was asked, Graham Alexander was asked about that after the match, said he pulled up in training yesterday and asked to go to a scan, and he did sound quite concerned about that. So that is a little bit of a worry and could possibly affect what we do in the transfer market before the window shuts. I'm on record as saying I think we need a central midfielder and some cover at right wing back. Well, if we can get a right wing back in that can also play a left wing back, then that'd be ideal now that Tyreek Wright could be out for a while. So let's wait and see what happens with that. But a great start to the season for City, a 2-0 victory. And we go on to Sheffield Wednesday for our first away game of the season on Thursday night. Shame that's on a Thursday night. Would have been great for it to be on a Saturday, but it's on the box on Thursday. But yeah, 2 wins from 2, 1 in the cup, 1 in the first league game. Onwards and upwards with the West Yorkshire Football Show.